Good evening. Well, I'd like to welcome all of you to the proceedings of the Grand Rapids Public Schools Board of Education. It is Monday, September 18. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Schottke, can you please take the roll?
Absolutely. Ms. Grant.
Present.
Ms. Lewis.
Present.
Reverend Matthias.
Present.
Mr. Ross is excused. Ms. Schottke here. Ms. Slade.
Present.
Dr. Baker.
Here.
Dr. Flores.
Present.
And President Falb.
Present. Do I have a motion for approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Support for that?
Support.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same side. Thank you. We have no celebrations on the agenda. And we are in the process of identifying a student representative to the board. So do we have public comment for agenda item?
We do not.
Okay. So on to the secretary's report.
Very good. I have 2 items this evening. The City of Grand Rapids is seeking civic-minded youth to apply for a seat on the Mayor's Youth Council. The council members serve a 1-year term from October to May. Council members broaden the scope of youth leadership in city government by discussing policy issues that affect them with the mayor, city commission, and staff, gathering input from area youth, promoting awareness of the strengths and abilities of youth, and coordinating with other local and national organizations. Requirements for the Mayor's Youth Council include: students must live within one of the city's 3 wards and be enrolled in the 9th through 12th grade. Grand Rapids Public Schools are, of course, students are, of course, strongly encouraged to apply. To apply online, please go to ourcommunitieschildren.com, click on Programs, and select Mayor's Youth Council. You can then click on the Apply to the Mayor's Youth Council link. Please submit applications by October 5, 2017. And come out and support our student athletes. The Ottawa Hills will hold its homecoming game at Houseman Field on Friday, September 22nd at 7 p.m. And Union High will hold its homecoming game at Houseman Field on Saturday, September 23rd at 1 p.m. Please contact the school's athletic department for more information or call the district's athletics office at 819-2010. You can also go to grps.org/athletics for more information. Thank you.
Is that it? We don't have any committee chair updates. Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Falb and members of the board. I'd like to ask John Hemholt to come forward for Smart Art. Thank you.
Good evening. With us here tonight, of course, is Maggie Malone, and she'll introduce our friend Becca from our prize. But we are, what is it, this weekend, I think, is when things are kind of getting ready to kick off. And how you're even holding to the ground right now, I'm not entirely sure. But we wanted to come and just share with the board tonight the remarkable partnership that we have with Art Prize, and they have really worked closely with us on so many different facets. And you know, smart art, certainly something you still see around the room here. We have a big announcement coming on that as well, but that's just a piece of the puzzle for what we do with Art Prize. And so I'm going to turn it over to Maggie to share more.
Thank you, Superintendent Weatherall-Neal, President Falb, and members of the board. I'm very excited and honored to have with us Becca Guyette from Art Prize. I'm in my 5th year. Becca's in her 3rd year with Art Prize, and we, in that time, have really taken our partnership and deepened it. We have streamlined the process for GRPS schools to apply to be to attend Art Prize. Becca has been instrumental in that, and we have more than increased our GRPS schools' availability and participation in field trips by more than 100%. And yeah, it's awesome. And Becca is a huge advocate for GRPS and our students and expanding programming and listening to the needs of our kids and our district. And reflection of that is the Art Prize Partner School that we have. We have schools this year. All students in those 6 schools have all received rapid bus passes, not just for themselves, but for their families. as well as Art Prize guidebooks. So not only are the students benefiting, but their entire families are benefiting from that, and that's hats off to Becca and Art Prize for their work. Becca's going to talk about more things that they're doing. It's so awesome. It's really kind of hard to kind of capsulate it in a few words, but Smart Art, I'm sure that you've all heard about that by now. We have our top 10 announcement tomorrow in Art Prize. This is our 5th year of this partnership, and Art Prize is hosting at the Hub, so we're excited about that tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then we'll be on stage with the final announcement, which we're super excited about for our kids and for Art Prize, and we thank Consumers Energy for that as well, on Sunday, the first Sunday of October at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to hand this over to Becca with undying gratitude to Art Prize and Becca.
Thank you, Maggie. Thank you all for having me. Just some other highlights. I think you covered a lot there. But other highlights is the STEAM Village this year. We're working with one of your first robotics teams, 904 from Innovation High, D-Cubed, and they've been really awesome to work with. They created a robot that can draw that we're highlighting every other day at the Art Prize Hub, and students are there after school. They're there on the weekends, and it's just so awesome to work with your students on that project. And Matthew, I see, is attending, and I've worked with Matthew the last 2 years to bring Early Childhood Friday, where we had 200 early childhood students and their families attend. And we're this year hoping to increase that even more, which is just awesome. So we had about 700 people attend that event last year, and that's coming up in 2 Fridays. And then other highlights, working with Cook Art Center to bring Cesar Chavez students down through their Art Prize exhibition at Rumsey Street, and Mosaic Film Experience, and the list kind of goes on. Partners that we have working directly with all of your students. So we're just really thankful for our partnership, and as Maggie and I just continue to increase it, and we're just excited. We kick off Art Prize on Wednesday. So,
That's it.
Glad you're both here tonight.
I'm screaming with you.
we're gonna survive. It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
She only says it's always fun all the time. She's not stressed at all.
Like what Christian, our executive director, said. It's like the swan. You know, the swan is on top of the water. It looks beautiful. Underneath, we're all just paddling away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That is it.
We have a couple of action items in front of you. The first is an executive exempt contract. We have in the packet a general contract. Are we approving an individual or? No,
You will approve an individual, yes.
with the action. And do we have that, we don't need the name? We just need to?
I can give you the name.
No, I mean, I'm just wondering for process sake, because I saw it was in there. Okay, so we have the contract in front of us. Do we have any questions regarding that before I ask for a motion? Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Any concerns or deliberations regarding that contract? Seeing none, please have a vote.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matthias?
Yes.
Mr. Ross is excused. Ms. Shotke, yes. Ms. Slade?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
President Faub?
Yes.
Motion carries.
As you know, we are authorizers of one charter school, that is the Child Discovery Center. And in our packets, we have a resolution on the resolution of the Board of Education in Grand Rapids Public Schools establishing the method of selection, length of term, and number of members of the Board of Directors of the Grand Rapids Child Discovery Center. Do I have a motion for approval of that?
So moved.
Support?
Support.
Any concerns?
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matthias?
Yes.
Mr. Ross excused. Ms. Shotke, yes. Ms. Slade?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
And President Faub?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Next on our agenda, we have the consent agenda grouping. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Support for that?
Support.
Let's take the vote.
Ms. Grant?
Yes.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Reverend Matias?
Yes.
Mr. Ross is excused. Ms. Shotke, yes. Ms. Slade?
Yes.
Dr. Baker?
Yes.
Dr. Flores?
Yes.
And President Faub.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Do we have public comment?
Yes, we do. Just one this evening. I'd like to invite up Kenneth Hawk, please.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So soon.
Yeah.
I didn't really prepare a statement, but I just thought I'd come down and just, it's not a grievance or anything. It's just because I realize someone works really hard on these things. And they've come so far in the last couple years in the school lunches. And so I was just inquiring if there's a group or a committee of parents who work on the school lunches. And the reason I bring this up is because this morning I looked at the menu, and today was cheese quesadillas, and tomorrow's cheese pizza, and then chicken just finishes out the week. And it broke apart my heart a little bit, because it just seemed unimaginative. You know, it seemed someone was just mailing it in. And I don't think that's what we want for our school lunches. And so I'm just was inquiring if there is a group that's doing this. I don't want to, you know, I could head up a group, but I don't want to do anything alone. I've had no success in influencing people's food choices in my life so far.
Not even your kids?
Well,
You
my
have
kid, yeah,
kids,
they
or-
don't, but they don't count. I force them to eat.
So the public comment process is we receive comment, we don't respond to the comment.
Yep.
So in terms of your inquiry, administrative staff can follow up with you
That's
about
perfect.
that.
That's what I was hoping for. Great. Well, thanks for your
Thank
time.
you.
guys
Yeah,
have a
thank
good
you.
night.
Superintendent's comments.
Actually, Dr. Faub, I would like to share and welcome Matthew Behrensford as a member of my cabinet. He is the new, will be the new executive director of elementary and pre-K through 8. Rick Noel has decided to retire, and Matthew is his replacement, and so that is a contract that you agreed to. So welcome, Matthew.
That's awesome. Welcome. Dr. Flores.
No comment.
Ms. Lewis?
No.
Ms. Slade?
No comment.
Reverend Matias?
No comment.
Ms. Shotke?
Thank you, Art Price.
Good luck.
Yes.
My friends.
Dr. Baker?
Unlike our public comment, it went so quick, I didn't have time to formulate it.
Ms. Grant?
No comment.
Oh, I'm keeping with everybody else. Meeting adjourned.
Well, that's a record.